Alrighty, good morning, everybody. How is everyone today? I hope you're doing well. I welcome you to my gameplay streams for the day. I am Darkside Phil. Let's see how today goes. Hopefully, today goes better than yesterday. Voice-wise for me. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Yesterday, if you guys remember, not a good day voice-wise for me at all. My allergies acted up really badly, and I ended up being severely congested with a big swollen, left sinus, and my throat was swollen up for the majority of the day. It was not a pleasant experience at all. It actually ended up being pretty bad, to the point where, I felt real shitty. And it also didn't help that at the time, I didn't have my air conditioner installed, which you probably just heard turn on right now. And my office was, I would say, probably about 90 degrees, if not hotter. Right now, my office is about 79 degrees, and so the air conditioner just kicked in. Um, yeah, when you have allergies, having a very hot, very stuffy office does not help. It just exacerbates the situation. So yesterday, I felt really shitty on stream, but I toughed through it, and I did stream both Final Fantasy VII Remake as well as Warzone, Call of Duty Warzone last night. Okay? Now, I would like to say thank you guys for a great start to my streaming week. Yesterday was good. People contributed a ton, which is very appreciated. Sadly, we had a lot of trolls. We had a lot of people coming in and trying to troll and cause bad feelings. Some people trying to choose probably one of the worst days possible to troll me, thinking that it was funny. It was not. And so, again, I apologize. I apologized a lot yesterday, but I'll apologize again for anyone who was here yesterday. And there's a lot of trolling in the chat, and then I had to respond to it because the mods weren't picking it up or weren't around for temporary parts of the streams. I got to apologize for that. Obviously, I don't like to get upset on a stream, but it happened because there were people who were just, trying to jab at me at the very wrong time. Okay? So, let's hope that today will be better. All right. My throat, as you can hear, is still swollen, but I think over the course of today it might get better because number one, I have an air conditioner that's going to be turning on and cooling down my office, which is a great thing. And number two, because I got a good rest, and hopefully things will be better here today. Okay. So let's talk a little bit, because I have a big announcement. For today's pre-stream, I'm going to announce the winner of the Viewers' Choice Poll, which has been running for over 2 weeks. Sadly, there was a lot of vote tampering, but this morning I sat down, I got to the bottom of it, and we got the true winners of the Viewers' Choice Poll. But before we get there, let's talk about what you guys can expect for the rest of this streaming week, okay? So, today, it's a continuation of Nioh 2. For 3 to 4 more hours of Nioh 2 gameplay here on the stream. We're in the midst of a story mission, I believe. I can't exactly remember where I am in the mission, but I believe we are in the middle of a main story-based mission, and we're going to continue on from there today, obviously. We'll see how far I get. Apparently, I'm about halfway through the game, if not maybe even a little further after today's stream. Maybe I'll be past the halfway point, which would be nice. I guess we'll see how it goes. This is one of the longest games I've played in recent memory, but still plugging along at it. Tonight, the late stream will be Animal Crossing New Horizons. Okay? So, my first stream of Animal Crossing since Bunny Day. By the way, Bunny Day has ended. Thank God. No more eggs. No more ridiculous bunnies. Just normal Animal Crossing progress tonight. Now, I have absolutely no idea what's happened on the island since Sunday. So, yeah, I had no idea. I guess we're going to find out today when we play. Has anything happened? Any new villagers? Any new progress on the island? I have no idea. I know my wife has been playing it in the interim, but I don't know. So, we're going to find out tonight, okay? So, that's tonight. Animal Crossing chill stream, late night, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. Tomorrow, we go back to Final Fantasy VII. It'll be the main gameplay stream tomorrow, okay? And then tomorrow night, my weekly throwback Street Fighter session, which is 2 hours of old school Street Fighter fun. That'll be tomorrow night. Then Saturday, we swing back to Nioh 2, and Saturday night will be Morrowind, Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind stream. Sunday, more Final Fantasy, and Sunday night it will be more Animal Crossing, and then on Monday, Nioh 2 and Minecraft. Okay, so literally just going back and forth between Nioh 2 and Final Fantasy every mainstream, and then at night it's all my chill stream content. Okay, so good stuff, right? Now let's talk about next week. All right, ladies and gentlemen, after very carefully reviewing the results of the Viewer's Choice poll, I have the results. I can tell you what actually won the poll, and we can determine what games I'll be playing next week, okay? Or what game I should say. Because remember, first of all, sorry. Viewer's Choice is going to determine not one, but 2 playthroughs that I'm going to be doing in the near future. Because we hit the subs goal, not tier 1, but tier 2 for the month of March. And that means 2 Viewer's Choice playthroughs, all right? Now, the problem here is that there was a lot of vote tampering during the polling. I was checking this out, and when I was looking at the polling, I noticed that there were certain days that all of a sudden, out of nowhere, seemingly unprompted, within a very short period of time, there'd be like 30 to 40 votes coming in for a single game. And so I looked into those accounts, only to find out that many of those accounts were clone accounts under the same IP address. And I was like, this is obvious what was happening. Someone was sitting there creating clone accounts and then sitting there and spam voting for certain games. Lisa the Painful. Excuse me. By the way, my throat is not painful. I should call this out. My throat doesn't hurt at all. It's just stupidly swollen because of the allergies. So don't worry about me. Oh, God, Phil sounds like he's in pain. I'm not in any pain at all. I just got to wait for the swelling to go down, which could take a while. Because it was so irritated from yesterday. All right. So anyway, taking a look at the voting, Lisa the Painful was a game that was the top vote. I think it was like over 120 votes according to the poll. Well, after looking into the detailed poll results, guess what? Over 60 votes were fake. So, maybe about half of the votes were fake. That's pretty sad, isn't it? That's really pretty sad that many people were trying to cheat and get that game to be the game that I played. Now, I looked into the game, and I don't know why that's the case at all. From what I'm to understand, Lisa the Painful is a turn-based RPG that's very difficult, but it plays kind of like almost like Earthbound, but maybe way more adult-oriented, where your characters can easily die, and you can lose limbs, Like, I was looking into it, and I was like, I don't think that this is a game that's like, were they trying to troll? If they were, I don't get it. You know what I mean? If anything, maybe they were just trying to get an obscure game that most people never heard of to be noticed on my streams. Because apparently the game came out in like 2014. So you're talking a 6-year-old game that I've never heard of before. That I would play on my stream. So I don't know. I don't get it. But in reality, Lisa the Painful didn't even make like the top 5 in the votes. It was all fake votes, which is pretty sad. I also noticed there were some fake votes for Diddy Kong Racing, for Celeste. For some reason, Celeste had a lot of fake votes. I have no idea why it had so many fake votes. That blew me away. But basically, after deleting all of the fake votes, and once the dust settled, all right, the outright winner of the Viewer's Choice poll is Banjo-Tooie. And Banjo-Tooie had no fake votes at all. 0. From looking at, everything there, the votes were all legit. 100%. I didn't see a single, clone account or anything. They were all legit. And Banjo-Tooie had more than 100 votes. Let me, let me grab a lozenge since I'm sounding terrible. It's funny, I don't feel terrible, but my voice is actually sounding terrible. So let me grab a lozenge. Maybe this will help. Okay. I hope. I hope this will make me sound better. I don't want to sound like shit all day. I really don't. Okay. All right, lozenge acquired. Hopefully this will make me sound better. All right, so yeah, Banjo-Tooie won the poll outright. With from what I can see, no fake voting at all. Okay, Banjo-Tooie. Now you may say, okay, well, it's a platformer, it's a collectathon, you know, similar to Donkey Kong 64, which Phil played recently. It's certainly not as bad. In fact, when I was playing Donkey Kong 64, everyone was telling me that Banjo-Tooie is a much better game, and they wish that I would play that game. So the good news is I'll be playing it because I have it in the Rare Replay collection on my Xbox One. So that's definitely going to happen, all right? Now, what was second place? Well, after the dust settled, and after I cleared out all the fake voting, ladies and gentlemen, the game that came in second place is... Hold on. Fire Emblem Three Houses. Yeah, the game from last summer that you guys wanted me to play and I didn't play. Because number one, I didn't know much about Fire Emblem. And number two, I was in the midst of so many other projects that kind of ran long that I just didn't want to play it. So I know that some people will be happy about that, and some people will be frustrated about that. Okay? So, a lot of people said it was one of the best games of last year. And I missed out on it, because I just, didn't feel like playing it. Now, the truth of the matter is, I have never played a Fire Emblem game, to my knowledge. I might have played one on a handheld console years and years ago, but I can't even remember, honestly. But the Fire Emblem characters are basically a staple of the Smash Brothers franchise, right? Like, the Fire Emblem characters are always not guest characters, but fighters in Smash Brothers, and I don't know who the fuck they are. I'm just like, it's another medieval-looking anime guy or girl with a sword, right? So this could be interesting, all right, to see how this goes. I don't know how long the game is. It's an RPG, so apparently it's going to be super fucking long, right? So here's the deal. Right now I'm in the midst of two new releases, Final Fantasy VII and Nioh 2. Those are going to take priority. But, as early as next week, we're going to start up with Banjo-Tooie, because that's going to be the first viewer's choice game that we play, all right? Now, here's the other thing. So listen up. Next week is the release of Trials of Mana, all right? Trials of Mana is the first time that Secret of Mana 3 is being released for Western audiences. It originally had only been a Japanese release, period. Well, Trials of Mana is a modern remake of the game, with full voice acting and everything, and making it a modernized release. It comes out next week. I'm very interested in playing it, but in reality, it's more in your hands than anything, right? Because there's no way that I could play 4 games at once. That's too much. There's no way I could be playing Final Fantasy VII and Nioh 2 and Trials of Mana and Banjo-Tooie all at once. That's overload. Complete and utter overload, all right? So, the question is, which would you prefer? Would you prefer to see Trials of Mana, or would you prefer to see Banjo-Tooie? That's the question I'm proposing to all of you for this week. Okay? So, think about it. All right? And I'll keep asking you guys over the course of the next, week, what do you want to see? And dependent on the feedback that I get from you guys, all right, that's going to determine what I play next. Then, when one of those playthroughs concludes, it'll be whatever I didn't play, either Trials of Mana or Banjo-Tooie next, okay? Then, once we finish up some of that stuff, okay, then we'll determine when are we going to start Fire Emblem, or should I do something else in between before we do Fire Emblem, something quick, maybe Modern Warfare 2 remastered campaign, right? Or maybe the Control DLC for variety, okay? That's how I'm approaching it. So yes, Banjo-Tooie will be first. Fire Emblem will be after Banjo-Tooie. Now there's also another update, okay? Another update, guys, in regards to viewers' choice events. So last year, I think it was last year, we did a viewers' choice event, and it was actually SpongeBob, the Battle for Bikini Bottom, that won. And at that time, I asked you guys, what would you like to see me do? And the consensus was, that you guys wanted to wait. You didn't want me to play the original game. You wanted me to wait until the remastered or remade version of the game was released. Okay? Well, guess what? Apparently, it finally has a release date, late June. I guess people are telling me like June 22nd or something like that, 23rd. Late June, SpongeBob's coming out. Okay? So that's good news, because finally we can put it on our calendars and say, yes, finally SpongeBob. I actually am excited to play SpongeBob. And more than likely what my wife and I will do is watch some SpongeBob before the playthrough, so that way I can get myself re-immersed in the world and understand, understand the characters and everything. You guys have been hyping up this playthrough for so long. I'm excited for it. Okay? So, SpongeBob Battle of Bikini Bottom coming up in June. So, in summary, this week, we're still going with Final Fantasy VII and Nioh 2 balance with all my chill streams. Next week, we either integrate Banjo-Tooie or Trials of Mana into the schedule, all right, as the main game schedule. Then, when one of those playthroughs finishes up, all right, we're going to have whatever game I didn't play, so whether it's Trials of Mana or Banjo-Tooie, that will be played as part of the ongoing schedule, okay? Then, once we start wrapping up another game, then we'll take a look at everything and say, okay, what's next? Do we want to do a quick filler content like a Control DLC or Modern Warfare 2 Remastered? Or do we want to jump right into Fire Emblem? What do we want to do? And then we'll see where it takes us, because quite frankly, I don't think anyone really knows what's going to happen with new releases over the next few months. We're all very nervous that a lot of the games that we were looking forward to that are supposed to come out in the next 1 to 2 months are not going to ever come out because of all, what's going on with this worldwide pandemic and the delays and everything, right? So, let's hope for the best, okay? And let's see how it goes and go from there. But now at least you guys have a rough roadmap of what to expect on my streams for the next, pretty much month. Like, that's the mainstream content for the next month. So, I hope that sounds good to you. I'm enjoying everything I'm doing on streams. I hope you guys are enjoying the streams. So, thank you for that. Now we have Burnell666 Productions in the chat says, oh, the poll in those games are all a sham. Play them both ASAP. Okay. So you can enjoy your nice 10-minute timeout for insulting me and saying that everything I'm doing is a sham. Yes, you're right. I'm absolutely cheating and skewing the polls. No, fuck off. All right? Now enjoy your 10-minute timeout, and if you come back and you stop with the nonsense, maybe you won't get permanently banned. Okay? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue on. Outside of all that, again, I apologize with my throat. I know I sound terrible. The stupid throat's swollen. Hopefully over the course of today it gets better. If not, I'm just going to tough it out. Thankfully, when I play Nioh 2, I don't have to talk that much. It's not like I'm, reading dialogue or whatever. Very action-based game. But, it is what it is. I'm doing what I can to make it feel better. The air conditioner's on. You can hear it pumping. So I won't have any more super hot, stale air in here, which is a good thing. Excuse me. So hopefully we can avoid any further disaster. All right. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for 11 awesome years of allowing me to be a content creator on the internet. I absolutely love gaming. It is my lifelong hobby and my passion. And I love sharing my gameplay experiences with all of you on a daily basis. My live streams are fun because they're interactive, and we have a good social interaction with each other every day while I'm enjoying games. I realize I'm one of the luckiest people on this planet because I get to do what I love for a living. You know, I actually get to play games for a living and share that with you on a daily basis. That's amazing. Most people don't get to say, oh, I get to do what I love for a living. But I do, and I'm super grateful for that. And in addition, I'm so grateful that I am able to do this and continue to do it uninterrupted during a time when many other people's lives are completely interrupted because of this worldwide pandemic. I'm happy to be able to bring my daily streams to you guys and entertain you, you know, when I can. So please understand that I am incredibly grateful, and I want to thank you all for being here and hanging out with me on a daily basis, okay? That being said, today I'm a full-time streamer. That means that I stream 6 days a week full-time. I upload all of my archived streams over on DSPGaming on YouTube. So if you cannot be here live on the stream, you can at least watch it on demand later on and get caught up on everything going on, okay? So, if you like that, if you like my daily live streams, if you like my content that I put out and you want to see it all continue, by all means, please, you know, think about supporting the streams via crowdfunding, because it really is the live crowdfunding that I get during the streams that is my main source of income these days. It's not like back in the day when it used to be about watching on-demand videos on YouTube and viewership and ad revenue. It's pretty much all gone by the wayside. It is primarily here on Twitch that I make my living. So please understand that, and please, if you can, support because you like the content, consider doing so. However, before I even mention a single way that you can contribute, I want to let you guys know up front, contributions are not mandatory. My streams here on Twitch TV are free and always will be. So if you just want to come and hang out and have fun and you can't contribute, that's perfectly fine. I consider it going above and beyond being a standard viewer in, to contribute to the streams, okay? You know, I made YouTube videos of gameplay for 2.5 years before I ever monetized a single one, and I only did that after I lost my office job, and it was the only way I could make money. I never intended to do this for a living, being very honest with all of you. In addition, if I lost my ability to do this full time as a job, I would still try to stream in some kind of a limited capacity. So that way, you know, I could still enjoy what I do because it is my passion as well as my job, all right? So please understand that. I'm here for the fun and the social interaction. So thank you to anyone who is here just to hang out with me. But if you like what I do, if you want to go above and beyond to support the content and allow it to continue, by all means, please contribute in one of the ways I'm about to outline, okay? All right, first of all, I have a Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil. My Patreon is a monthly pledge campaign where your pledges earn you personal perks as a way of me saying thank you. All the details are there on the website. I'm not going to go into detail about it on this pre-stream, but I will say give it a look. And thanks to anyone who is a pledgee of my Patreon, okay? I have a Teespring store where I sell all kinds of fun merchandise. It's primarily t-shirts, but there's other stuff there too, like hoodies and stickers and mugs. It's good quality stuff. If you buy anything, it helps me out a little bit, but you get a cool collectible out of it, so please give that a look. If you're here live on the stream, chances are you're going to want to contribute in a way that will give you maybe some recognition and some interaction with me on the stream. So, if you either cheer with bits, or you subscribe to the channel, or you tip me, any of those three things, then I will, excuse me, any of those three things, all right, I will give you a live shout out during the stream. Now, please understand that your messages that you send me must be in line with the stream rules, meaning no insults, no ginormous paragraphs. You know, it's got to be something that's reasonable, you know, for the stream, and it's not going to derail the stream, okay? In general, most people get it and it ends up being a good time. At the top of your screen, you'll see the stream stats leaderboard. That tracks things like the top cheerer and top tipper of the day. Okay? So that'll give you even more recognition live. And integrated into Twitch itself, there are leaderboards such as top cheerer of the week and top subscription gifter of the week. Okay? So, many opportunities. What the hell's going on? My controller's not working for my, Oh. I was like, my controller's not working for my air conditioner, and the reason being is because the batteries are ancient. All right, guys, if you give me a minute, I'm going to run downstairs. I got to swap out these ancient batteries and get new ones because this thing is super old, and I need to be able to adjust my air conditioner on the fly, okay? I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Yeah, that was bad. So I'm right in the middle of pre-stream. I'm like, man, let me adjust my air conditioner. And I go to do it, and the controller's not working. And I'm like, well, that's not good. What's going on? And I open it, and I realize these batteries in here are the original batteries this thing came with in 2015 when I originally got the air conditioner. And the batteries are so old that the battery acid has leaked all over the controller. I'm like, oh shit. So I ran downstairs and I cleaned it. You know, I had some cleaner and I scrubbed it out and I put in new batteries. Like, that's not good. You don't want to have leaking batteries all over the place. But that's been taken care of now. Okay. All right, guys. So let's continue, shall we? Now where was I? I was talking about there's different leaderboards. There's the cheering leaderboard. That's right. There's 2 leaderboards integrated into Twitch. There's the cheering leaderboard that shows top cheerer of the week, and there's also the subscriptions leaderboard that shows the top sub gifters of the week. Okay, so between the stream stats leaderboard at the top of the screen and the integrated leaderboards on Twitch, there's many ways for you guys to be recognized here on Twitch. Okay. So, what is the best way to contribute to the streams if you really want to help me out? The answer there is tipping me. When you tip me, those are funds that I can use immediately for something positive. Whether it's a bill, or a tax payment, or my health insurance, or buying groceries, or buying a new game, whatever it may be, your tips contribute to that, okay? So please consider tipping me today, if you can. Fair enough? Now, there's 2 ways you can tip me. Below the stream, there's a tips jar button you can click on, or you can type !tip into the stream chat. That will take you to my PayPal tips page. On that page, you can either use a registered PayPal account to tip, or you could use a debit or credit card. However, if you don't see the option to use a debit or credit card, more than likely you need to fully load the desktop version of the site. A lot of people do this stuff on mobile devices, and sadly, the options don't always load fully and pop up there. So please, load the full desktop version for all the options there, okay? Now, as a public service announcement, guys. Oh, by the way, I should mention, guys, 32 straight streams where we have hit the tips goal. That is absolutely crazy outstanding. Thank you guys so much for that. That support is very much appreciated. At a time right now when there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes going on that financially I got to pay a lot. And I don't bother you guys with that stuff because really you don't need to know about it. But you guys are helping me tremendously. Okay? So thank you so much. 32 straight streams hitting the tips goal. If we hit the tips goal, that means the vest streak continues. And yes, I will put on the vest. And guess what? Because I have the air conditioner installed, it shouldn't be a big deal. I won't be sitting here sweating my nuts off because I'll actually be nice and cool in the office, which is really nice. Okay? So, pretty awesome. Thank you guys for that. And let's see if we can keep that vest streak going today, shall we? All right. Now, guys, as a public service announcement, I want you guys to be protected. I mean, you're my viewing audience. I want you guys to be safe. I want you guys to have a good time when you're on my streams. So, please be aware that sadly there are some malicious individuals out there on the internet who would prey upon people just because they can. They feel that if they can hurt someone anonymously over the internet, even if it doesn't really give them any personal gain at all, that it's worthy to do so. And they want that to happen. All right? I know that sounds really messed up, but it's just the truth of the matter. Now, that being said, there are some ways that you can protect yourself and protect your identity, So many of us have so much information public on the internet readily available. Like, just on social media, you probably got things like your friends and family members and places you like to hang out, maybe where you work, all listed. That's all ammo that could be used against you on the internet. And the last thing that I want to hear is that we've got, viewers being harassed, okay? So, there's a couple methods by which I feel you can help to protect yourselves if you're going to be a stream viewer. First of all, I strongly recommend you turn off your direct messages here on Twitch. Sadly, direct messages on Twitch are primarily used for trolling purposes like harassing someone or scamming you or trying to send you a link so you'll click on it and now people get your IP address. It's pretty messed up. You don't want to have your direct messages just open to anyone because they're going to abuse it and they're going to harass you, okay? The way I have mine set up, I have it set up so that only friends can direct message me. So if someone's on your friends list, they can message you. Outside of that, no one else. That's what you're going to want to do, if not just turning them off completely because really they don't serve much of a purpose anyway, okay? Now, in addition to that, guys, if you're going to contribute on a stream, you want to hide your real identity. You don't want to tie a contribution to your real life name or even your online name when it comes to like your social media accounts, because then people can tie that to you and come after you and harass you for it, okay? So, please understand that. And please know that I'm looking out for you. So if you're going to contribute today, don't use your real name. If you're going to tip me, tip anonymously. Or make up a name on the fly that has nothing to do with your real life name or your social media, so that way it doesn't negatively affect you. You see what I'm saying? Please consider that. Don't just throw out your real life information, because I don't want to hear anyone getting harassed because of something that happened on one of my streams. Okay? All right, guys. So, thank you for even considering contributing. Let's now talk about the rules of the stream. First of all, I'm streaming on twitch.tv, and that means I must abide by all the rules and regulations of Twitch. I can't just say and do whatever the heck I want. But in addition to that, I have my own rules that I like to follow. I like to maintain a chill vibe on my streams. That means that I like to have it so that when you come to my streams, you can relax and have fun, see me play a game, and see my honest reactions to that game. Interact with me a little bit, interact with other stream chatters, but in general, I want it to be that when you come by my streams, you feel like you can relax and have fun and just unplug from the stresses of real life. And ladies and gentlemen, with everything that's going on out there right now, with this coronavirus pandemic, we all need to unplug from the stresses of real life. And we need to basically, have a good time outside of that and forget about that for a little while. And that's the purpose of my streams, okay? So that being said, there's a few things that I have in place for rules that I feel are going to have us all have a much better time. First of all, we don't talk about politics or religion in the stream. In the 11 plus years I've been a content creator, I found that these topics are incredibly, they basically cause arguments. People can't agree to disagree. When they start talking about these things and they have disagreements, they get really, really nasty with each other. And that's the last thing that we want here on my streams, okay? Now, if I'm playing a game that has political or religious discussions in it, that's very different. We can then, talk about it in context to the game. But in general, I just don't allow open discussion of those topics because people get too nasty with each other. In addition to that, I have expanded this requirement recently in regards to this pandemic that we're all going through. Listen, we're all aware of what's going on outside of the streams. We know that there's a pandemic. We're all scared. We're all locked down in our houses, right? All this is going on. And the last thing that we need is to be talking about it constantly. People are purposely coming to this stream to escape the stresses of real life, of the pandemic, and to have a good time. The last thing they want to see is constant discussion about it. So please understand that, and please know that, I'm not going to ban discussion of it, but at the same time, we don't want to see it getting out of hand and having the whole stream being derailed, and please understand that. Okay? Now, also, I'm well aware there's tons of people out there on the internet who don't like me and who on a daily basis do whatever they possibly can to hurt me. Whether it's slander and defame me, whether it's trying to dig up personal shit about me that has nothing whatsoever to do with the content on my streams. Just basically being really disgusting because they get popularity out of it. They get entertainment out of it. For whatever reason, some of them actually make money doing this. And all I have to say is, someone who makes a living tearing down and hurting others is not a valuable person whatsoever. That's a worthless human. Versus someone who positively contributes, makes entertaining, fun content for people, builds up communities, versus tears down others. That's the big difference here. I want to be one of those positive people. I don't want to be a disgusting person who only makes a living on the behalf of hurting other people. So, please understand, I'm well aware those people exist. Okay? I do. I understand those people exist. But we're not going to talk about them on my stream. It's strictly against the rules to bring these people up, to bring up what they're doing. I don't care. We're here to put out a fun, positive gameplay stream. Period. We're not here to discuss, detract their content. We're not going to bring up any specifics of the dumb shit that they're saying and doing. I don't care. I'm here to be a positive influence on you and hopefully entertain you today. Period. That's all I care about. Please understand, it is strictly against the rules for you to bring that stuff up on my streams. Okay? Fair enough? Alright. Let's move on to the final segment of my pre-stream. This is the segment where I give shout-outs to you guys. And say thanks for all your contributions. And, what is going on here? Hold on a second. Let me refresh. I don't know if this is accurate or not, what I'm looking at here. I swear I just saw contributions from like 2 days ago that said they were from an hour ago, and I want to make sure my Streamlabs didn't screw up. I don't want to be reading off things that are super old. No, I'm not sick. People are asking, why do I sound awful? I have to keep repeating myself all day. Allergies. My allergies have been really bad. Yesterday, my entire sinuses were swollen up, and my throat got bad. Today, my throat is swollen completely. There's nothing I can do about it. It's allergies. It happens every year. Typically, the throat thing lasts about a week to 2 weeks, and it usually gets better over time. All right? So please understand that. I'm doing my best to tough through this shit and be entertaining for you guys. So please, be considerate. I know I'm not going to sound good today. There's not much I can do about it, okay? Okay. First of all, before we even started streaming, Last Rambo cheered and said, we lost Howard Finkel. He was a legendary voice. Yes, Howard Finkel, or The Fink, a legendary ring announcer for WWE/WWF. And he was featured on many different things they've done over the years. I saw the show Legends House many years ago, which was the reality TV show that WWE put out on WWE Network when it first launched. And it had guys like The Fink and Roddy Piper and Mean Gene Okerlund. These are people that are no longer with us, legends of the wrestling industry. So, rest in peace to The Fink, legendary announcer. Okay. An anonymous $5 tipper also tipped before the stream started and said, I can't imagine trying to be a game developer in today's political climate. I mean, yeah, it used to be a different time where basically anything that was meant to be humorous wouldn't be taken as an insult, right? Now, everything you do is taken as an insult. If you don't have enough representation in your game, it's insulting. If you make a crack at a generalized group, it's insulting. And yeah, it's this whole kind of insult culture. Everyone's insulted by everything. Everyone's offended by everything. So, I can imagine being a game developer in the modern era here is a lot tougher than it used to be. I agree with you. Thank you, whoever that was, for that $5 tip. Okay. So let's continue, guys. Star St. Mark gifted 5 subscriptions. Thank you, Star St. Mark, for gifting 5 subs to the channel. 1 to CPT Execution, 1 to Rousert, 1 to Sephiroth Awakening, 1 to Fart Side Phil, and 1 to Kelsper. Thank you very much, Star St. Mark. Cold Zero started the cheering today with a 51-bit cheer. And he says, I'm so happy that Snow Carl is back. Yes. And Snow Carl, actually, he had something to say about that later, so I'm not going to address that now. Cold Zero 87. Okay. Lyrius AK subscribed for 20 months. Thank you, Lyrius AK, for a 20-month subscription. I appreciate that. Let's see. Zambot3 tipped me $1. And he says, big ups, Phil. Stream donations seem to be looking a lot better lately. As far as OBS software, do you enjoy hard A null style checksum or the default setup that most streamers have? I have no idea what that means. 0. I have no idea what that means. If that's a reference, I don't know. All I know is many years ago, I was having issues with my old streaming software, which was, man, I can't even remember what it was called anymore. XSplit? I think it was XSplit. And it wasn't working properly. It was giving me a lot of issues. It was crashing a lot. And so I said, what the hell does everyone else use? And a lot of people contacted me and said they actually use OBS. They don't use XSplit. So at that point, I started using OBS. And I know over the years I've updated it a few times. I have no idea what version I use. So I don't know what to tell you. Okay? Cold Zero cheered again. He said, since our friend Carl's back, can we get some strippers and beers to celebrate? Yeah, whatever you guys want to do. You want to order some strippers and beers for your place? Probably not a good idea since we're all trying to socially isolate and you don't want people within 6 feet of you. You do whatever you want to do for yourself there. I'm not going to judge, but you want to be, careful. Okay, so Snow Carl himself tipped me $5 and says, thank you for unbanning me. I was being a dick last night, and, I should not have annoyed you when you were feeling bad and I'm being a dick. I mean, yeah. And, the truth of the matter is, Snow Carl, usually you jab at me, and I'm okay. I let it slide. Yesterday, you wouldn't stop. Like, yesterday, you were 3-4 times asking me about, stupid waifus in a game, which I'm not going to fucking comment on. That's just annoying me. You're just trying to piss me off. And then you bring up the tractor shit. So it's like double whammy. Not only are you purposely trying to piss me off, then you like break the rules. So it's kind of like, look at me, give me attention. Look at me, give me attention. And there's only so much that I can do until I have to basically do something about it. I can't keep ignoring the fact that not only are you trying to derail the stream by ignoring me, but now you're breaking the stream rules. All right. Now, Snow Carl's contacted me personally and apologized for it and said he won't do it again. So, we'll give an eye on him and make sure that he's behaving. But, no harm, no foul. Personal apology accepted. Ripley Atomic cheered. He says, I don't know if you watch Breaking Bad. The person who voices Wedge in Final Fantasy VII plays Badger in the game, who's Jesse's friend. Yes, I'm well aware. Thank you for the cheer. Tuggernuts09 cheered and said, hello, friendo. Hello, Tuggernuts. How's it going? Thomas Bone tipped $1. He said, I saw your Final Fantasy VII rant about it being edgy and how it shouldn't be in the game. Does that mean all of your early streams where you acted edgy should be deleted also? You said much more offensive and edgy things in your old stream seems very hypocritical. No, it's not, Thomas Bone, because things change over time. Final Fantasy VII is a game from 1997. And in 1997, being edgy was in. Every single medium was trying to be edgier. Comic book heroes became violent crusaders who ripped people's bodies apart, and there was gore in every single thing. Sexual content was all over the world in pop culture. It was like this edgy movement. The more edgy you were, the cooler you were in the 1990s. Today, in 2020, it's not like that at all. In fact, as I said, it seems to be almost the polar opposite, where there's less of that. There's almost a more conservative movement in a lot of ways. Over 10 years ago, when I was doing that ridiculous, over-the-top, sexualized commentary, YouTube was a very different place. But keep in mind, I wasn't live streaming. I was doing it for an on-demand YouTube audience, and I was one of the innovators of doing on-the-fly improv commentary over gameplay. And people liked that commentary style, right? For that time and that place, it was fine. 10 years later, it's not deemed appropriate anymore by modern viewing audiences. Times change. Now, if I was still doing that kind of edgy shit today, right, then you could rightly criticize and say, Phil, you're still doing that today. How dare you say that Final Fantasy VII's content with that is bad, right? But I'm not. I have actively changed myself to be a different kind of streamer, over the last 3-4 years. I've really evolved, and people tell me now that, your content's much different. It's much more mature. You have way less, stupid sexual comments, ultra insulting, things or risque things. You don't really do that anymore, but your commentary is more natural. You have more fun interactions with viewers, and it's better in that regard. So if I were still the same guy from 10 years ago doing that kind of commentary, yeah, I would be very hypocritical criticizing that segment of Final Fantasy VII. But I'm not. I've changed for the better. And the point I'm making is Final Fantasy VII chose to include that content in this remake. They did not exclude it. It's still in there. In fact, some people are even telling me it's even worse than it was in the original 1997 release. Like, it's really over the top this time around. Although maybe it doesn't last super long, but it's definitely like in your face, edgy 1990s shit. Okay? So I have a right to criticize it. And that's that. Okay, Last Rambo cheered and said, I shall keep on voting for Metroid Prime 2 until it wins. And he's mad because it did not win the Viewer's Choice poll. Yeah, in reality, I was looking at the poll results, and Metroid Prime 2 also did not receive a single false vote. It was very even Steven. Whoever voted was legit. And I don't know why Metroid Prime 2 always seems to make it to like the polls, but then no one really, not to say no one voted, but it never really makes the top results of any poll. And this is maybe the fourth effing time that Metroid Prime 2 made it to like a poll for people to vote on, and then it just didn't win, I don't know what to tell you. It seems one of these games that's just destined to be the bridesmaid, but never the bride, I guess. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll just play it, but, for now we got to go with the winners of the poll, so. Okay, BattleDuck 9000 tipped me $5 and said, drop all the new releases and do the Quiet Man instead. I don't think we'll be doing that, BattleDuck, but thank you for the $5 tip. and chiming in on CM Fool's joke. I appreciate the support. Snorlax tipped me $1. He says, please, can you do a Twitch poll before you start each game right after pre-stream each day to get an idea of Trials of Mana? Literally, it's an extra 2 to 3 minutes before the gameplay starts, and you can do it each day this week to gauge interest. I could. I don't know if I want to. More than likely, I'd do it at the end of the stream. I wouldn't do it at the beginning of the stream. I'd do it at the end of the stream. You know, as a way to adjourn the stream. But I don't even know how to do the Twitch polls. I don't. So, Rob to me $5 and says, I hope that you're not feeling too bad. I mean, like I told you guys, in reality, my throat is fine. It doesn't hurt. There's no pain in my throat. The problem is the allergic reaction that I get to pollen. You know, and it makes my throat swell up and feel like shit. It sucks in that regard. I don't want to sound this terrible for you guys. I want to sound good. But I can't help it. You know, my throat sounds like shit. Hopefully the swelling will go down more over the course of today. I guess we'll see. PW Dubs to me $1.30 and says, sounds like you're feeling better today. Yeah, right. Don't get mad at me. I wanted to make you aware that Doodly Dread sent you 2 emails. That's great. PW Dubs, guess what? It's none of your business. And I'm going to say this up front. I've said this before. I'll say it again. If someone gets banned in the stream chat, it's none of your business. Unless it's you, it's none of your business. It's not your place to question why a moderator banned somebody. And it's not your place to start up a campaign to get someone unbanned. Campaigning for someone to be unbanned is 0% effective. In reality, all it does is piss me off and make me not want to unban that person even more. All right? I'm just being honest with you. If someone gets banned, it's in their own power to contact a moderator or contact myself behind the scenes, explain what happened, and try to get unbanned. If they don't get unbanned, it's not your job to speak up on their behalf. I don't give a fuck. They have to do it themselves. So, oh, my buddy got banned and you didn't unban them yet. So what? I don't give a fuck. They have to come to me and, let's see what happens. Some people I'm going to unban, some people I'm not. And you have to accept that. It's my stream. If I deem someone a regular rules violator or someone who's derailing the stream constantly and they don't belong in the chat anymore, they don't belong in the chat anymore. And that's the end of it. If you don't like it, too bad. But if you constantly derail the stream, spamming me and saying, oh, let's get someone unbanned, you're going to be the next candidate to be banned. Because I'm not putting up with that shit. It's constant stream derailment. It's incredibly immature. And I don't give a shit. I'm trying to put out an entertaining product for a viewing audience, not cater to your every whim because your buddy was being an asshole and got banned, and now you expect me to drop everything to unban them. Not only is it not going to happen, you're going to get your ass kicked out of the stream chat too. So PW Dubs, thanks for the $1 tip. Wise the fuck up and stop derailing my stream. My baby daddy cheers. Are you interested in simulation games like PC Building Simulator? No. But thank you for the cheer. Snow Carl cheered and said, do you have your pre-stream written down as a script or talking points? No. It's completely off the cuff every day from memory. It's 100%, out of my head. I have nothing written down. Oh, let's see here. LOL Seraph or LOL Seraph tipped me $5 and says, hey, Mr. Phil, hope you're having a nice day. Sorry to hear about your allergies bugging you. I feel you because I've got bad allergies all year round. It's the absolute worst. It is. Luckily for me, it's not all year round. It's whatever, some kind of certain pollen that usually gets me around this time of year. And it sucks because here's the thing. With your sinuses, if they swell up and you take allergy medication, typically the sinuses will get better. But it's my job to be here to talk with you guys all day long, every day on stream. I can't not talk. You know what I mean? I can't put out a silent stream. Therefore, my throat gets irritated. It gets irritated for a while. I mean, I would be like surprised if my throat sounds back to normal within 1 to 2 days. I wouldn't be surprised if this entire streaming week my throat is screwed up, and then maybe by next week the thing feels better. Okay? So I guess we'll see how it goes with that. But, yeah, allergies freaking suck. They absolutely do. I hate them. I know you guys don't like hearing me sound like this. I don't like sounding like this. And I apologize that I do sound like this. Hopefully, it'll get better. Okay? Raptor Balls tipped me $1.30 And he says, oh, we get it. Everything we like is lame. Everything you like is cool. We understand you're on another than we are. Raptor Balls, I have absolutely no fucking idea what you're talking about. But thanks for the $1 tip. First Phil tipped me $10 to become the top tipper of today's stream. And he says, have some Trump bucks. With this new motivation for people to stay home and view your streams at a higher quantity, how are you making adjustments to your streaming style? I don't need to make adjustments to my streaming style. My streaming style is very off the cuff and natural. And yes, do I take suggestions for improvement and implement them? Sure. This vest thing was your idea. This whole vest thing of me putting on a vest when we hit a tips goal was 100% the viewer's idea, not mine. And I've been rolling with it. And now for 32 straight streams, people have been incredibly supportive when we hit the tips goal. So obviously there's something to listening to you guys and taking your feedback. But I don't have to change my content because people are staying home. Like, that's silly. I already put out positive and fun content. And I hope you guys know that and appreciate that. And that's why you're here, right? So, yeah, thank you for the support. Mr. Jasper Vera. Oh, here we go. It's a troll. Cool. I can get rid of this asshole. Very nice. I can get rid of this guy right now. This is good. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Mr. Trollio. Ripley Atomic cheered and said, Kirby's Epic Yarn's now 10 years old. I remember you liking it. Holy crap, Kirby's Epic Yarn is 10 years old? Oh, man. Yeah, that was a crazy playthrough. Because first of all, that was before I was streaming. And that was a playthrough where it was outside of my comfort zone. Something that I would normally play, right? And, you know, it was just so different. It was super relaxing. Was there challenge? A little bit, but not much. But when I played that game, I basically kind of zoned out and just completely relaxed myself and had a really fun time with it. You know, and it was different. That I would actually say, out of all the games that I used to play back in the day, Kirby's Epic Yarn might have been my first chill playthrough. And what I mean by that is I didn't feel the need to make sexualized comments constantly. I just kind of sat back and relaxed and had positive fun with the game. And there was no pressure. You see what I'm saying? And I really liked it because of that. And people even told me during that playthrough, holy shit, that was a different side of you. We never see that. Usually it is. It's constant commentary and jokes and all that. And you didn't do that during your playthrough. And I think that was actually a way for people to see a different side of me that they really liked. So, Big Dirty Cat Boners. Oh, yeah, you're definitely not sticking around. What the fuck? Bulba tipped me $1 and says, have you used guavanizine before? It helped me a lot. Not to my knowledge. I guess that sounds like some kind of a medication for allergies, and I never heard of it, so I guess not. Project Aqua cheered. Says, morning, dude, you sound better today. I do? I think I sound awful. He's going to ask what games did you want to play from the votes. Now that the polls are done. It didn't matter to me. Whenever there's viewer's choice, I have no preference and no real, I don't care. I'll play whatever you guys want to see me play. That's the whole point of viewer's choice, right? And, these events where you guys choose stuff over the years have opened my eyes to franchises I've never played, have really made me a fan of things I was never a fan of. So I'm excited to play some games. Banjo-Tooie, of course I played Banjo 1, but I never played a Fire Emblem game like this before. It's going to be exciting when I get to it to see what it's about when you guys have been asking me so long to play it, right? So good stuff. Plague Engineer tipped me $5 and said, when is a time that you talked to someone and thought they were cool, they turned out to be a supervillain? I'm not aware of any supervillains. So, I guess never. I don't know what you mean by that, but thank you for the tip regardless. Okay. Time for the final shout-outs, guys. First of all, thank you to the top cheers of the week. We got Mature Adult in 10th place. Ninstar Rune, Mr. Papa Vera, Dino Sword are tied for 7th. I Like Wrestle is in 6th. Tinnick Bend is in 5th. Big D's is in 4th. Shadow the Hedgehog is in 3rd. Pepsi Sniffer 30 is in 2nd. And Ryan is in 1st place. Also, thank you to the following people who gifted subscriptions so far this week. We got Chicken Parm is the bomb, Wet Cold Steel, D Train 12, and Zubat Lel, who each gifted a single sub. We got Elon Jusk and Beast Bod, who each gifted Elon Jusk gifted 2 subs, Beast Bod gifted 3 subs, and Star St. Mark gifted 10 subscriptions so far this week. Thank you very much, Star St. Mark, for that support. All right, guys, let's take a brief break. I'm going to use the restroom. I'm probably going to pop another lozenge, and then we're going to jump back into Nioh 2. If you remember, I believe we're in the midst of a story mission, so we're going to see how that goes and go from there. All right, guys? Thank you very much, and I shall return in just a moment with Nioh 2. See you in a sec.